Hey everyone, it's Brett Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is kind of a spun out from my Royal Retros Unbagging video, so you can see that video right there where I unbagged what I bought. And I'm going to say it's had enough time to breathe that what I did buy from Royal Retros, where they specialize in Defunct teams, old jerseys from the past that are customized. I did buy some CFL throwback jerseys, more specifically the Defunct teams that did play in the United States. So I think it was fitting for this video. Got red, white, and blue in the background for the US colors, but considering this is still the Canadian Football League, got red and white in the Minotaur for the Canadian part of the Canadian Football League. So what I spun out, I'm going to put in this video, is I did put it in the long form video, but I want to put it here so it's a shorter video, is I ranked the jerseys from 7 to 1. And I mentioned that I bought it more as the collection. There were some jerseys I loved. Some I was like, not so wild on. Just the design, but it was the spirit of the collection. So as I always just like to say, if you want to follow along this Calgary sports fans journey, just make sure you hit like, subscribe. I have my other social media down in the description below. I do eventually plan to make some shorts and posts with all the jerseys that I bought eventually, and maybe do a video series on these teams if I ever get around to it. So without further ado, let's flash back to that part of the video where I ranked the jerseys from 7 to 1. So take a look at that. Hi, I'm back, and I've sorted through my jerseys for when it comes to Defunct CFL teams. If you're back, welcome back. If you're still watching up to this point, or maybe this will be a new video that'll stitch out, I'm going to rank my least favorite to most favorite when I did my unbagging of my Royal Retros CFL USA jerseys from 7 to 1, my least favorite to my most favorite. So when it comes to number 7, my least favorite of the jerseys is the Memphis Mad Dogs. And right away what turns me a little off is the dog at the front. This just looks stupid when it came to the jerseys design at the time with the big logo in the front. Is this how the colors look? I mean, yeah, this is solely my opinion, but I know the Frankfurt Galaxy had that, but it didn't look stupid. So number 7, I put the Memphis Mad Dogs. Which would surprise you, what I put at number 6 is the Birmingham Barracudas. Once again, the small number, the big logo in the front. The colors are a little better, but this mixture of colors looks like, but this would be number 6, the Birmingham Barracudas. So basically I didn't like the big logo in the front that was designed at the time. This is the spirit of the collection. So that's the bottom 2. 5 through 1 is a closer race. But number 5, I would give this to the Sacramento Gold Miners. This is where it gets close now. The teal looks nice, and the striping on the side all looks nice. The colors look nice, but I feel that this is a middle of the pack when it comes to these. I'm going to say the 4 through 1 is just that much better, but this is still way much better than the Memphis Mad Dogs and the Birmingham Barracudas. Number 4, I am going to say the Shreveport Pirates. Got to have a purple logo, purple jersey in the middle of the pack. It's kind of a mixture of red and blue. I guess you could say it's a progressive color, you know, when it comes to politics. But, you know, this looks like a middle of the pack when it comes to the CFL USA jerseys. Looks unique. So I got number 4. So now I'm up to the top 3. Top 3. Well, number 3, I have to give it to the Las Vegas Posse. You know, the black and gold, the same colors. You know, the side logo. This just looks like a nice, clean football jersey. Gotta get it for Vegas reasons and anti-Calvia reasons. So number 3 is the Las Vegas Posse. So what I got at number 2 and number 1 for CFL USA jerseys. Well, number 2, gotta give it to the Baltimore Stallions. This is another solid, clean jersey that looks, I mean, looks close to the Dallas Cowboys, and some say it's America's team. The logo, and just a historical reference. So, number 2. Slate's number 1. I'm going to say this is the most creative jersey. Just the mix of colors. I think of the 7 USA teams, it has to be the San Antonio Texans. They have the snake skin, and they had this on their helmets too, and the snake and the T. I like these jerseys the best. So, what is your ranking of all the CFL USA jerseys? What do you think of the whole collection altogether? I just have to feel, I have to acknowledge the CFL USA history, because it was unique, strange. It was both a somewhat success and colossal failure at the same time. And you might say, because we experimented with the US, maybe the CFL, as you know it, might have not existed still today. And there's always that debate about expansion. Hopefully we can never get that team in Canada or Quebec City, but could the CFL work in the US again? Maybe next time not go all the way down south where they're not familiar with the game in college towns. One thing I should add in is the Miami Manatees were a proposed team that would have played in 1996. Apparently this is where the Las Vegas Posse were to move to. But then the CFL said we're not in the United States anymore. They haven't been in the United States since then. And we're all retros. It's the only way I was able to get these jerseys again, or be able to buy them, because the CFL don't have a shop where you can buy all these jerseys. I'm not too sure if they would be able to sell them. Well, if the CFL decided to have a USA throwback collection. But I felt that with the discount and how much I got for these jerseys, I mean, there might be, you know, custom knockoff jerseys, but if I can't get them anymore anyway, is it really a fake? But it's a nice replication of what they were back then. And I'm glad to have this in my collection, and, you know, might raise some eyebrows if I wear some of these jerseys at a football game to represent that player of the team. Or who knows, maybe where he's at a Grey Cup. I still see some odd fans at Grey Cups that wear CFL USA merchandise, but you can tell it's the original from the starter era from the 90s. But what do you think of Royal Retros? This would be a company that I would, you know, buy throwback jerseys that you can't get anymore without spending too much on eBay or whatever, or get a, you know, crappier quality or jerseys that, you know, you can't get anymore. Because I'm looking at potentially getting maybe my Line of Flames jerseys and Calgary Cowboys of the WHA from them. I think I'm going to split the order. Maybe I won't pay as much in duties and taxes. I mean, that was like 6 pounds of jerseys, and of course that went through customs, so I did save some money, but I had to pay for the customs and taxes. But the lady that served me at the post office, she actually was Ukrainian, and said that she gets stuff from Ukraine all the time, and even for like just care packages at customs, goes through it all. Because when I bought my t-shirts last year, I didn't have to pay customs. But apparently, according to that lady that served me at the post office at Shoppers, apparently they really started doing that last spring in 2023. So, oh well, I'm glad I have it all here. So this wraps up my jersey haul, adding to my collection. Both the custom throwback jerseys and Royal Retros. What do you think of the jerseys? And I guess I'm that much of a CFL fan that I was willing to add to my collection. It's not part of my collection, but history to acknowledge as time goes on. So I'll close it out. So I want to say, if you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey, just make sure you hit like and subscribe. I have my other social media links down in the description below. I'm going to say a couple Calgary Stampeder great players started their careers with these USA teams. Well, Fred Childress, the offensive lineman, he actually did play for Shreveport and Birmingham, for example. And then also Eddie Davis. He did play for the Birmingham Barracudas. I do remember a player like Shante Peoples. I think he played for the Las Vegas Posse and I believe the San Antonio Texans. But if you look back at some players that played for the Calgary Stampeders that played some predominant roles, they actually played during that expansion time in the U.S. and do have some nostalgia given the time. That was when I was really becoming a CFL fan. The Calgary Stampeders, at least in the regular season, we were able to be so dominant. That was when we had Doug Flutie that whole time. Oh, those were the days. And, late childhood, early teens. What a crazy time to be alive. So yeah, that was my personal ranking of the jerseys. There were some names, big names in the Canadian Football League that played down in the U.S. Won briefly the Canadian Football League. Played in the United States. As a CFL fan, I felt it was important for me to get those jerseys just because it would maybe raise some eyebrows, especially for the younger fans. But also the fact that some could say the CFL today might not exist because of all those teams. Yeah, it was you could say, a spectacular success and failure at the same time. But those teams that came in, it just provides some excitement, potentially new audiences for the fans to engage in the Canadian Football League, and brought in some much needed revenue, which the league needed at the time. I'm going to say a lot of those cities were too far south in college towns, where once college season started in the fall, attendance went pfft. Well, you could probably say with Baltimore, it was a big reason that maybe drummed up football interest again and have the Ravens. But that's just on my ranking. And then if you go on the website, RoyalRetros.com, and they have that Canadian collection, it must be a licensing agreement or something, because for all the defunct American teams, they actually say the team name. But for the existing teams right now, they kind of skirt around the name. I mean, if you wanted a replica Warren Moon jersey, only had 5 Grey Cups with the Ensign Eskimos at the time. They just called it a 5P jersey. It did say Al's old jerseys, but then it said, orange and black. If you want a replica Stampeders jersey, it just says Horsemen, or Rough Riders, it says green and white. But I notice I don't see the logo based on the previews, and there is people in the CFL groups that buy like those old jerseys. I did see someone that bought and they looked nice for the time. Like if you wanted Winnipeg Blue Bombers jersey from the 1960s, or a Hamilton Tiger Cats from the 1950s that they bought from that site, but they only bought that one jersey. I bought all 7, and maybe it was big enough that eventually I had to pay customs and duty, because I asked those people that bought that one jersey, I said, did you have to pay customs and duty? And said he didn't. So I'm also looking at potentially buying hockey jerseys for them. Not mean to spoil, but I'm preferring to buy it from this company. Nothing against custom throwback jerseys, but I'm looking at wanting to get some Atlanta Flames and Calgary Cowboys of the WHA jerseys. I just say it would be cheaper for me to buy the quantity and also the price, and the fact that I want them both in red and white. And the only option, especially for Atlanta Flames, is they only have red on custom throwback jerseys. So I might eventually buy some hockey jersey, but my jersey budget's definitely depleted. So those are the other things I wanted to follow up on from that Royal Retros order. That they already were up front saying there were delays and that, and then eventually I had to pay the price to pay the duties and taxes. But that's what happens when you buy stuff from another country. Royal Retros does say they actually ship overseas, so there's that as well. But I'm going to say, what do you think that the ranking of those jerseys? Where would you rank your jerseys? Did you like those? Obviously, if you're still watching this point, you saw I put the Memphis Mad Dogs and the Birmingham Barracudas jerseys towards the bottom, because I thought it looked stupid at the time that they were trying to do a hockey thing, and I was worried that that was going to be the trend. It looked dumb. While the other jerseys, it looked like a traditional football jersey. It was just a matter of the colors and how it was laid out, and just how it tried to. Some teams resembled a famous NFL team, but that's all I have. I just spun out the ranking, so hopefully you enjoyed the ranking, and if you want to watch the full unbagging, you can see that video. So I'm going to close out. I always like to say, if you want to follow along this Calgary sports fans journey, just make sure you hit like, subscribe. I have my other social media links down in the description below. I guess since I'm talking about CFL and football, I'm going to say go Stamps go for my CFL team. I'm going to say let's go Chargers for the NFL. I still prefer them as the San Diego Chargers, but Los Angeles still works. Team in Southern California, and did explain in that video that I made the Chargers my NFL team. Combination of, well, I went to SeaWorld in 2001, saw the city, fell in love with the city, and if someone asked a question on a dating site, where would you like to live for a year? San Diego, California is the place. And at that same time, one of my favorite Stampeders and CFL legends of all time, Doug Flutie, was there after he kind of got shafted by the Buffalo Bills. And they have Dave Dickinson right now, who also played quarterback for the Stampeders and now the coach of the Stampeders. So there were a lot of, great Stampeders. Love the city, so I decided Chargers are my NFL team. So I just want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.